Hello and welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 231 on August 1st. Haven't talked to you guys for a bit. I'll tell you why. Happy August 1st. It is 1 month kind of officially left until summer, so get out there and enjoy it. I think the heat is settled down a bit, so that's good that way. It's Friday, so of the long weekend too. Mystery's on. Hi, Mystery. You going up to the cottage for this weekend? We were driving north from the airport yesterday, and it was a bit heavy. But then Highway 27 is always a bit heavy, so that's is what it is. But I said most people take Fridays off of a long weekend. Most people that work normal jobs, not the farming jobs, and Mystery's real estate mogul jobs. And well, I know you're a farmer too. And talk a little bit about that. So the long weekend, get up north, get out there. One of the last Labor Day is not. I don't feel it's a more of a. It's not a. It's not much of a holiday, a long weekend, because most of the time you're. If you have kids, you're getting ready for school, and we've done it a few times where we've had a couple people up on a long weekend holiday, and it's just the shits because you're trying to be hospitable and give them some entertainment, but at the same time you're like, I gotta close the cottage, I gotta get things done, my wife's gotta get school shopping done, food, whatnot for lunches, and it just is not the best. So I think of August 1st, the civic holiday, which my wife corrected me very well on. Oh, Emmett's on too. How are you, Emmett? Haven't talked to you guys. I was away for like 6 days and you guys are like boom right on. So the civic holiday, my wife said not everyone gets this holiday off, and I argued with her, and she was right, but whatever. And so I said, well, government workers get holidays off, so they're special anyway. So August 1st. So last weekend they had the concert at the cottage, and I did not go up because the next day we packed and got ready, and we went to the airport and flew with the whole family out east. And Moncton, New Brunswick is where we ended up. That was the Chicken Farmers of Canada summer meeting. So they do an allocation meeting every 8 weeks, every quota period. And they usually do it in Ottawa. And then the last few years, from what I've been told, because I just got on the board, the last few years, the summer meeting, they invite your families and partners, spouses and partners and whatnot. And Emmett would be spouse and Mystery would be a partner. And Scott Buchan was there too, the old chicken man. So we talked for a long time. He's on the board as well. So a guy that is just revved up. You got to slow him down. He's 51. He's still revved up. It's like, Scott, you just got to relax. Just relax. But so the summer meeting every year, it's in a different part of the different province in Canada. I think next year is in Alberta. This year was out east. And before that, I think it was in Newfoundland a few years ago. I wasn't on the board then. So um, every province hosts. So we had big huge big huge fuck up. This is a normal the normal chicken man dilemma. So I registered for, there was a Shidiac, I call it Shitdiac, but a Shidak boat cruise, lobster cruise. So they planned that for one of our events for the people to do before the meeting started. And you go out to Shidiac Bay and you go on a cruise and they teach you all about lobster fishing and lobster, and you have a lobster meal. So I thought I registered for the afternoon. Actually, I did register for the afternoon, but then you had to double register. So I didn't double register, so everybody took the afternoon cruise and they bumped us to the morning and didn't know. And they're calling us and texting us, "Are you coming on the cruise?" So luckily we were up and we were at breakfast and we just shot out of there, breakfast, made the bus, everything was good. Now mind you, I just get a bit of shit too, but from somebody. But we made it. Great trip out on the and Shidiac Bay. They didn't say they're just doing lobsters, but if you look over towards the east, it is PEI's right there. So they didn't mention that. So Shidiac Bay. It's not very deep water either. It's just it's pretty shallow water. But and they didn't really show us the lobster. They didn't really show us like actual lobster fishing. They just showed us how it was done. And they had a bunch of lobsters. And I didn't know they like eating lobster cold. So that was a bit different. The lobster was good. It was fresh and whatnot, but it was just they like eating lobster cold. A little different than, and no butter. Like how do you eat lobster cold and no butter? But anyways, didn't have it again. And then, so that was pretty good. Did that. Had a few drinks. Went out to dinner that night. They had a welcoming banquet. You just talked to all the chicken farmers, a bunch of industry people too. Further processors, primary processors. So your primary processors is say your Maple Leaf, Maple Lodge, Cargill. So there's a rep from them, and then your further processors that buy chicken from the primary processors and actually, well, the name further process it into other meat that goes on your shelf. So they were there. It was just it's a big huge event. I guess I'm assuming they are always there, but for the summer meeting that it's more of a thing, and they come out and enjoy it too. They're people too, so they enjoy it too. So, and there's a girl from Brampton, Lucky. So it was I talked to her for a while too. So, and her name's Suck Deep, so it's not Lucky, but I don't know why they call her Lucky, but so yeah. Then the next day, we went. I'm just trying to piece it all together. I didn't write it all out, so we went. Did a little tour. The kids and we're right in Moncton, right at the Delta. So they have the street, they have the keg, they have different restaurants. And I said to the one lady went to Chorus for breakfast, and I said, "What? How do you stay busy during the winter?" And she said, "Well, it's not as busy." Yes, Mister, I can't say that on air. Come on. She's a respectable person. I can't say stuff like that. But so I said, "How do you stay busy during the winter time?" Because usually, and she says, "We have a lot of hockey tournaments." I said, "Well, that makes sense." And they feed off the hotel, so the Delta. And one of the best things about where we were staying at the Delta, we overlooked the river where the tide comes in and out, and every day that it goes in, like it has to go up about 15-20 feet. The water comes in, it goes out, and then the tide goes out. So it's kind of cool. And then the one day, my wife and kids, she took the car and they went to PEI, and which is only 2 hours away. So and Scott and a bunch of other people went down to the river and watched the tide come in. It's just like a wave. I mean, it's not like a wave in the ocean, but it was a. I think it said they can get 13 meters high, but I don't know about that. It was pretty high. Oh, sorry, 13 kilometers an hour, but it was probably like a meter high. So and one guy was surfing on it. And they call it the Chocolate River because it is definitely chocolate. And this guy that was doing the surfing on it, which is it is what it is. It's an east thing. So he was surfing on this wave coming in, and his board was very very dirty from the Chocolate River, but very interesting. And then there was a couple that I call them Mennonite, but they're Hutterite colony guys. They represent Manitoba, and they said it's been coming in for thousands of years. Thousands of years. I said, I guess every day. So, oh, the Hutterites and the Mennonites. So yes, I sat in meetings the one day. The next day was meetings all day. So I sat in the meetings all day. My wife rented a car, and they went on a little trip, and there was called Hard Rock. Anyways, Hard Rock Falls, something like that. And tide comes in and out. My wife took a lot of pictures. I can put them on Instagram eventually. Field home poultry. So it's great to do stuff out east. Lots of stuff to do in July and August. I don't think I'd want to be out east in December, January, February when it's pretty cold, snow, all that other stuff. But they came back. We had a little dinner that night too, and there's a pool and a slide in the hotel too. So the kids had a great time doing that. They had their own room, so that was a whole dilemma in that part. My wife and I had our own room too. So mystery, what you just said that happened, and the next day, so she took the car and they went out to PEI. They woke up early because it's a 2 hour drive there, 2 hour drive back, and then they had to be back for the banquet at our final banquet at night. And we had chicken, of course. So they went to PEI. They went to the cows. Oh, Mister, what are you saying? Oh, it's just Emmett liked the show. I was wondering what Mister is going to say, but if you haven't been out east, Emmett, you did a power tour to Cape Breton, but I think you need to do a power tour to Nova Scotia, or sorry, New Brunswick. Moncton it's beautiful. It's good to see. It's good to relax. I don't know 100%. Like I don't know all the things to do out there. I think we did the tour, the few of the tourist things that were pretty interesting. I don't know how much other stuff there is to do. My wife, like I said, my wife went to PEI. They went to a beach. The Mister, I was gonna say Mister. I'm looking at my screen. Mister just liked the show. I was waiting for another comment, Mister, but you didn't get it done. Are you going out to the cottage? Give me that. Give me that comment. You going up to the cottage? Do all the Peel farmers, the retired Peel farmers, they go up to your lake on the long weekend. I don't know if Mr. Beckett, Mr. Livingston, Mr. King. I think Mr. King lives up there, but we'll see. So PEI went to a national park. It was a beautiful beautiful pictures. They're in the ocean. My one daughter, she's like, "Oh, Dad would love this. He loves the ocean." I said, "Yes, I do. I love stepping my feet in the ocean when we're on a cruise or something." But I did not get to do that. I would have went actually and skipped the second day meetings, but they only rented a 5-person car, so I was not able to do it. But they went to. There's a store in PI called Cows, and it's very popular. So my kids bought a bunch of clothing from there, and they said it was a great trip. They went across the Confederation Bridge, which is like 20 kilometers, or sorry, 20 minutes, 16-kilometer long bridge. You can Google that. So, and then yesterday was just kind of a downtime. All the directors were on the plane back, and the family and whatnot. And I saw Ben Hennessy at the airport. If Mystery and Emmett know him, he works for De Laval. And I was sitting in the airport. It's not a very big airport. It's not like Toronto. Moncton is like 2 planes, and the lobby is like 4 gates. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I get a Facebook message and Messenger, and it's Ben, and he says, "Are you in Moncton Airport?" And I'm like, "I'm assuming you are too, that's why you're calling me." So I go up, and he's up top in the bar, mind you. It was, I think it was, what time was it? I guess it was noon. So he was in the bar and with another guy, but he was out east at a De Laval trip. And I said, "Where's Mr. French?" And he says, "Well, Mr. French is he's another step above me." He says, I don't do that." So we just shoot the shit, but it's pretty interesting, the people you met. So we went out, got back, everything settled down. I was going to mention too, got the wheat done, got the straw. That was my out east trip. Beautiful. Domestic flights are fucking awesome because you walk off the plane, you walk through the doors, and you're home. You don't have to go through customs, security, all that bullshit. Air Canada, you can have a beer on the flight. You download your own movies. Great going domestically. Get out there and do a domestic flight across Canada. It's awesome. Got home, the Murray Nelson, if you remember him, they had Meals on Wheels. His sister brings a meal every day. Little bales of straw, puts them in vans. I think last year I did a whole spiel on that. I'm not gonna go into it again, but he sells it to construction and horse people a little bit. The little square bales, he puts them in vans. That's just storage, and like big, huge tractor trailer vans, and then takes them to construction sites or takes them wherever. So I think he's got enough money, and he just does it because he likes to do it. It's something to do. What else? He says, "What else would I do?" Oh, Mystery, you saying something else? Oh, Jesus. I can't say that. Mystery, you were just typing stuff in on this online that I can't say. But yes, I've heard that too. And he built a pool. Mr. Ben Hennessy said he built a pool in his backyard. So, Mystery, I think you and I and Emma should go up there for a swim. See what happens. I don't know how much swimming we'll do, but we'll do a bit of drinking. I think he's in Drayton, so in a subdivision. But so Murray Nelson got all the straw done last night late. Got that all done because I'm having the Simcoe County plowing match on the 16th of August. Anybody wants to come out, I think it's open to anybody. 16th of August at my mom's place across the road in the wheat field. Should be great. Got to get stuff cleaned up for that. But before I do that is cottage weekend. So got to get up there. I just want to step in, touch in. I was going to do one when I was out east. I'm like, I don't know. Because I like sitting in my studio here and getting things done. Thank you for listening, Mystery and Emmett. Emmett, are you still pulling titties? Because it's like 8:55. And I got to get my fucking beef cows lined up for breeding too. So that should be interesting. But thanks for listening, Mystery and Emmett. Mystery is ahead of Emmett in the hearts. Crazy.